Hi everyone, it's Heidi from HB Papercrafts. Getting connected to Facebook Live. And I did it again. There we go. I can hear myself in the background. And I'm just going to give it a second to see if we have some people that will pop on and find me in their news feed. Facebook has quite a delay, so it takes a minute. Hi, Shelly. All right, so it looks like I'm connected and we're working here. So tonight I have, oh my gosh, what project is it? Project number 9 for the for 12 Days of Christmas. So this project, no, I'm sorry, it's project number 10. I don't know, I'm lost. For the 12 Days of Christmas. So this is a little Christmas card, just a little fun-filled Christmas card. We're going to use the Tidings All Around Wreath set. And just to give you a little close-up, I do have some little sparkly in there from the Wink of Stella. Hopefully that makes it into the picture. So we're going to make this fun Christmas card tonight. All right. So I'm going to switch it up a little bit. Hi, Georgia. And I'm going to show you the mechanism, the pieces that we need. So I have a card base out of the Smoky Slate, and this is 4 1/4 by 8 1/2. I have a piece of Whisper White that is 4 by 9 1/4, and then I have a couple of pieces of DSP. I switched up the color. I'm going to change to Mary Merlot just to show the different colors, but this is the DSP is actually from the 6x6 paper stack, and this happens to be the Neutrals paper stack. So the Night of Navy is what I used on the first card, and I'm going to use the Mary Merlot this time. So this DSP measures 2 3/4 by 4, and then 3/4 by 4. So you need 2 pieces of DSP. All right, we're going to start with the paper trimmer. And we're going to score the gray piece, the Smoky Slate piece, at 5 1/2. So we're going to go to 5 1/2, and we're going to make sure to use the scoring blade, not the cutting blade. So I'm going to get the cutting blade right out of the way. And I'm going to score that at 5 1/2. On the Whisper White piece, I'm going to score it at 5 1/4. So I'm going to go to 5 1/4 and score that one there. And that's all we need to do. Well, for scoring. Alright, so our Smoky Slate piece is again going to be the card base. We're going to go ahead and glue down our biggest piece of the Mary Merlot DSP, and that's going to go here on the outside. And we're going to set that aside. So now we're going to work with, this is going to be the inside and the outside wreath. So we're first going to fold it and burnish it. And for the stamping, we're going to use the Tidings All Around stamp set out of the holiday catalog. I chose to use Smoky Slate for the stamping. So on the front, I'm going to take the big wreath that comes in the set, and I'm going to ink it up with the Smoky Slate ink. And we're going to center it on the front of our card. And I'm going to pull this down just a little bit so that I can see if I get it centered. Now I really should have a mat under this, but I don't, so let's cross our fingers and hope it comes out. Not too bad. And then I'm going to, without re-inking it, I'm just going to turn it a little bit and stamp it again. Second generation, or stamping off, which sort of just fills it in a little bit. On the inside flap, you'll see on the inside here, I just used the other greenery that comes in this set just to decorate the inside. So I'm going to use this piece right here on the inside, and again that's also in the smoky slate. And I want it coming away from the edge a little bit because I am going to put this piece of DSP over the edge. So I'm going to come out just about like that. Alright, so let's go back to the front here. I'm going to take my Mary Merlot and I'm going to stamp the Tidings of Comfort and Joy. Towards the bottom of my wreath. Like that. And then the little berries that also come in this set, I'm going to sprinkle some around the wreath. And I did come back and I actually I filled in a little bit by stamping off. I could have done that the first time around, but I really wanted to make sure I had them spaced where I wanted them. There we go. And I stuck my pinky in the ink, if you can see, so don't do that. All right, so there's that. And that just sort of gives a little variation in the color of your berries. Hopefully you can see that on your screen. Now while we have the ink, the Mary Merlot ink out, all I'm going to do is, you can do one of two things. You can squeeze it and you can put some ink right here in the reservoir, or you can take a block and just get some ink on a block and use the block as a palette, if you will. And I'm going to take my scrap of paper and get pretty much everything out of the way because it's potential to be messy. And I'm going to fold it flat because this piece is going to be glued on the inside of the card and you're not going to see it. So if we happen to get some around the edge, that's okay. So I'm going to take a little water and I'm going to squeeze a little bit of water out onto my block. And I'm just going to take the end of my water pen cap and I'm just going to use that to flick a little bit of the Mary Merlot ink on the front of my card. Like that. And I cleaned that off, but I didn't need to do that because I'm also going to do it on the inside a little bit here. Not too much because I don't want to go over here where we're going to put our message that we're going to send, but just flick a little bit of ink towards one edge here. And then clean out the pen and set that right out of the way. So I also took, and I did the same thing with my Wink of Stella. So I took a little bit of the Wink of Stella and I put it out onto a block like so, and I just flicked. And it's probably not going to show up real well in this video, but in person it's really cute. So I'm going to do that. And I'm going to take it and do the front as well. Hi, Chris. How are you? All right, so if you can see that, it just gives it a little bit of sparkle on the front of your card. So then we're going to take this and we're going to set it right aside and we're going to let it dry for a second while I wipe up my mess here. And we'll bring our base back in. So the Wink of Stella actually dries fairly quickly, but just for good measure, I'm going to take and get off any excess here. Not sliding it around, just laying it down and going. Okay, so then we're going to take and we're going to glue down the base here. And of course, that's empty. So we're going to go to our tear tape. And one more. There we go. All right, so now we're going to glue it down. Now, to get it centered, I like to just fold it back over. And this will actually go centered right onto your smoky slate piece. Like that. And again, because I'm not positive everything is dry here, I'll just take my piece of scrap and I'll push it all down to make sure it's good and stuck on there. All right, so on the inside again, I'm going to take a piece of this DSP, the smaller piece of the DSP, and I just did this as a little accent on the inside of the card. Is everybody making their Christmas cards this year? I have yet to start. It's only December, what, 2nd? I tell myself I work best under pressure. I don't know, we'll see. All right, so there is that. So that's just our little accent on the inside. So now you have room for your phrase, and if you can see that Wink of Stella, it's really pretty in person. Hopefully that shows up. All right, so there is that. So we're going to finish it off by taking our baker's twine, our Whisper White baker's twine, and I took it and just folded it into half like this. Gave myself enough so I can make a double bow. So basically, like just like you have one piece of the twine and tie it, but it's going to end up being double just to give it a little bit more dimension when you put it on your wreath. And that is going to get glued on with a glue dot. Have you started your cards, Chris? You're making your cards? I'm bad. I say every year I'm going to get started early. It's just like Christmas shopping. We say every year we're going to get started early, but we never do. We lie to ourselves every year. All right, so there is that. So last but not least, I'm going to finish it off with, these are some of our holiday rhinestone basic jewels. And I'm going to take some of the red and just sort of sprinkle them around. And I'm going to use one to cover my little fingerprint boo-boo. That's what jewels are all about, right? Covering boo-boos. I think I want to move this one over here And I'm going to squeeze one more up in here. Like that. So there we have it. Just a quick and simple card with a little extra bling from the Wink of Stella. I wish you could see it in person. It's really pretty. Hopefully you'll recreate this card. Hi, Sue! I did in blue, and then I decided to switch it up, and I did it in the Mary Merlot as well. So which one's your favorite? I kind of think I'm drawn to this Mary Merlot one myself, but I like them both. I think it's just a pretty use of this wreath, non-traditional use. It's not a green wreath. All right, so thank you guys very much for tuning in to, thanks, Sue, to day number 10 of the 12 Days of Christmas. I hope you guys are enjoying these projects and that you are recreating them at home. I appreciate you stopping in and watching, and I hope you have a great evening. Happy stamping. Bye-bye.